Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina with some gag grouper thoughts to the end to our 2025 season. It has kind of stunk weather-wise. We've really lost a ton of opportunities to get out there offshore and catch big gags. This time of year is really difficult weather-wise, fishing-wise. These gags are further from shore in this hot temperature. Some inshore guys have been doing well fishing the channel. The Skyway guys have been catching them up. It's cool to see, but those who want to go out there to the deep water on these smaller, faster boats have been struggling weather-wise, and it's super challenging for everyone to have gags open during the first 2 weeks of September. Not only is it a short season, but it's at a tough time of year where those gags are out deep because of the hot temperatures. So a lot of people are frustrated with the fact that this season opens in these first 2 weeks of September. So am I. Fishing is tougher. They're not as easy to catch. They're further from shore, and the weather just downright sucked this year. So it's tough. But the silver lining that I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed for is the fact that we're using state data now, not the federal data. A lot of people keep bringing up, oh, well, the guys on the Skyway are posting photos of those gag grouper. They're going to say we caught 1 million pounds of gags from the Skyway again. The beautiful thing is the recreational outcry over that data problem that we saw come out of the federal numbers on the Skyway actually changed the way management has been working. So now gag grouper are managed by state numbers and state data, not the federal MRIP calculations that they were using. That was what was showing that 1 million pounds of gags caught on the Skyway. So that's one benefit right there, that we shouldn't have these crazy data outliers that cause these crazy spikes, and those numbers from the Skyway were never used against us, thankfully, because again of the recreational outcry. People listened, and the Gulf Council, the NOAA fisheries, they didn't use those numbers against recreational fishermen. However, it did make a lot of people angry, and understandably so, and thankfully that really made the push to state data. So we're using state data, and then also the other benefit is it stinks that we had a short season and the weather was tough, but hopefully that means we won't have any overage. And I'm a little bit more confident we won't have an overage again because we're using that state data. And hopefully, if there's no overage, we're in this rebuilding program, which means every year that quota goes up a little bit. So we should have a much longer season. Now, it's not going to be 6 months. It's not going to be something super substantial, but it's going to be much more substantial, probably at least double what we had this year. So that's a benefit, as long as there's not an overage, and I can't foresee an overage with the way the weather's been. I know in our business, we've canceled a ton of trips and frustrated a lot of people because of that weather. Now, also, the other thing is we have this interim analysis coming on gag grouper, which is kind of an update to the stock assessment because right now we're being managed on a stock assessment with a data terminal year of 2019. So in 2025, we're being managed for gags based on 2019 data. So this interim analysis should update that science and hopefully show what we're all seeing on the water, which is more gag grouper. I got a call from a buddy over in Texas who caught a gag grouper inshore on the flats in Texas, which generally 98% of the gag grouper landings happen in Florida. Gags are supposed to be an Eastern Gulf fish, so they're expanding in range significantly if they're catching them inshore in Texas, which is pretty wild. But I digress. So again, like I'm saying, that interim analysis should hopefully update the gag grouper data and show more gags, and hopefully that can be used to increase our catch level for next year as well. Plus, the other good news is they're starting a stock assessment in 2026 for gag grouper. That means we should update that terminal year of data to like hopefully 2024, 2025. But keep in mind those stock assessments can take 6 to 12 months. Then it takes another 6 to 12 months to make it to the council. Then it takes another 6 to 12 months to make it through the council and then into law, because NOAA rulemaking can take another 6 to 12 months. So So while the stock assessment is starting next year in 2026, unfortunately, it won't actually be applied to management until probably, we're talking like 2028, which is frustrating beyond words, but just want to temper expectations there. So right now, our best hope is that rebuilding program giving us a little more quota every year, and then also these interim analysis, which can update the science and give us more catch levels a lot more quickly than stock assessments will. So we've got a few benefits working in our favor, and this weather, while it was super frustrating, costs us a lot of access and a lot of ability to catch these gags, might help us prevent an overage and get us more quota next year. So try to focus on the silver lining. And as far as the time of year, a lot of people complaining, myself included, it's open in the beginning of September. The reason why is because of the catch levels, right? If they opened it December 1st, when gags are close to shore and easy to catch and super aggressive, that means they're easy to catch. The catch rate is higher. And if there's only 100 pounds of quota available, I'm doing easy numbers. I think the quota right now is like 270,000 pounds. But if the quota is only 100 pounds and you can catch gags really easy, don't you think you'd fill that quota a lot faster? Whereas if it is open at a time of year like the beginning of September, where they're a little bit more tricky to catch, hotter water, they're further from shore generally, there's not as many inshore, that means it takes a little longer to fill that quota, which gives us more season. That's the thinking and the reasoning behind that September 1st start. So because September 1st through the 14th is a time of year with hotter water and the general catch rate is going to be lower, they're more difficult to catch, it should give us more season. Originally, when they were evaluating when to start the season, if they started it December 1st, the season would have only been a few days. If they started it like October 1st, it would have only been like a week. September 1st gave us the longest possible access to the fishery. So it's tough time of year, weather can be tricky, but so could November or December with cold fronts, right? Unfortunately, this time of year, our scare is generally more tropical and they're a little bit more long term, but I don't know, man. It's a tough situation. We're dealing with such a small quota. I would rather have another couple more days of access versus if it opened December 1st, we'd have, instead of a 2-week season, maybe a 3 or 4 day season. If we had a bad cold front and it was blowing 20 out of the north, that would kill the whole season, right? So it's 6 to 1, half a dozen of another. It's kind of what I equated to a poop sandwich, and it's just, how are you going to eat it? And that's what we're dealt right now, unfortunately. But like I said, we've got that rebuilding program. Hopefully the quota will get bigger every year. We also got those interim analysis to help that quota get bigger every year. All those things working in our favor to help recreational fishermen get more access to these gag groupers. So those are my gag grouper thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have questions, drop them below in the comments. Don't forget to comment below. Tell us what else you want us to talk about. Don't forget to check out our Sunday night shows every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. where we talk about what's going on coming up and answer your questions live and give away $1,500 in free trips. So join us for our radio show, our Sunday night show, or catch us on the news and come out and see us in person for some fishing fun, because we also got red grouper, scamp grouper, triggerfish, tons of other fish open till the end of the year. We're seeing a lot of yellowtails and a few good muttons right now. Pelagic should be picking up, so it's an exciting time to get out there and go catch them. Just because gags are closing doesn't mean there's not something to go out there and enjoy on the water. Y'all have a great day, tight lines, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and give the video a thumbs up to help us to reach more people. Hopefully you guys enjoy. We'll see you again soon at Hubbard's Marina. And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.